What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and we made it. It's time for part 6 of my PS4 collection. Alright, so let's finish this out. First up is a game that I still haven't played, but I got it for like $5, so I might try it at some point. I think they're still doing updates to it too. That is Anthem. It looked really cool. I like BioWare, so I would like to try it at some point. But I mean, you guys have all heard what I've heard about Anthem, so it is what it is. If you've played it and if you still play it at all, let me know if it's gotten any better from how it was at launch, because I know there were a lot of problems they had and people had a lot of mixed feelings about it. So yeah, let me know, because I'm curious. I think I'd really like to at least try it at some point. So I would not have gotten it if it wasn't that cheap. Next is a game that I cannot wait to play. There's Dragon Quest XI. Echoes of an Elusive Age? Yes. I just finished 8, so I am on 9. And 10 is an MMO in Japan only, so I don't have to worry about that. So once I finish 9, which I plan on playing next year, then I can finally get into this. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to play it here or on the Switch. I'm leaning towards getting it on the Switch and playing it there, just because I think it's really cool that you can switch to the old 8-bit version. But also because with Dragon Quest games, you have to grind in a lot of cases, and just having that portable option will be really nice for that. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards that, and I guess it's like a better version too, so we'll see. But I did pick it up on here, and I really cannot wait to get into this game, because with each game in the series, I appreciate it more and more. It's kind of funny, because my first one I ever played was 8, and I didn't finish it because I was just like, this is too grindy. I don't know if I can get through it. But then when I went back and I played through from the beginning, and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, and through the games, when I got to 8 this time, I had a whole new appreciation for it, and understood this is Dragon Quest. This is how the series goes. This is how it's been evolving. This is at this point the ultimate evolution of it. And I loved it so much more this time around. I really, really got into it. It actually, I remember feeling so, overwhelmed when I originally played it. I felt like I'd been playing for so long, and that each section was taking forever to get through. And this time I was breezing through things, just because I was a little more familiar with the style and what I needed to do. So I thought that was really, really cool. And that came with just, playing it from the beginning. So definitely cannot wait to get into this at some point. I am a fan of Dragon Quest for sure now. Speaking of which, we got Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2. I've played Dragon Quest Builders and finished it, and I love it. It's Minecraft meets Dragon Quest, and I cannot wait to get into 2, because this was so much fun, and I can't wait to do more. The co-op, unfortunately, from what I understand, isn't what I was expecting. I thought you could do the story mode with other people, but I guess it's only you can do certain things in the story mode, and I think it only counts for the main host, which I hate when games do that. I like shared progression, so that's a little unfortunate, and that was my biggest draw, was that I was going to have multiplayer, because this was begging for it. But I'm still going to dive into this and play it at some point, because I really, really enjoyed the first game. So next up, Kingdom Hearts. We've got 1.5 and 2.5, 2.8, and 3. I did a whole review on 3, so go check that out. I don't need to go deep into that. Kingdom Hearts, I just picked these up because they have the extra games included in them, and some of them I hadn't played before, and I figured just buying one of the collections was the easiest way to do it. still coming out with more collections. I posted on Twitter, any of you that follow me may have seen it, but I just find it crazy that we have so many collections for Kingdom Hearts and not one, like, all-in-one Final Fantasy collection. That's just so weird to me. I don't know, maybe the Kingdom Hearts audience is bigger at this point, so maybe that's why they're doing it, but it's still so crazy. You would think with the success of FF7 Remake that they would see, like, oh, people do like this stuff, you know, and I think more people should have the chance to play these older games, so I don't know, hopefully they do that at some point. The next up is The Crew and The Crew 2. I actually really like, well, I haven't played The Crew 2, but I really like the first one. It's you know, like an open world racing game where you're driving like through cities in America and you're doing races and missions, and there's landmarks you can go to, and there's a story mode. And I just remember having a good time with it. So I haven't finished it. I would like to, and then I'd like to get into The Crew 2 as well. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. Ubisoft games, so they're yeah, it's just like every other Ubisoft game, collectathon, unlocking, you know, viewpoints, that kind of thing, but you're in cars the whole time. So, next, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Have not played it yet, but I really want to, because I loved Stick of Truth so much. I'm surprised I haven't played this yet, but I really need to get to it, because I love the first one so much. So hopefully at some point I can get to this thing relatively soon and have some fun with it, because they knocked the first game out of the park. It was great, and from what I understand, they improved a lot in this game, so super looking forward to that one. Another one, like I mentioned with Spyro, my last video, I never played much of Crash Bandicoot, so when I saw that they were remastering it and bringing out the trilogy, I was like, oh, heck yeah, so picked it up. Still haven't played it yet. I'll be honest, I never was that attracted to it back in the day. I never had the desire to get it or anything like that. But it's one of those, because it's so iconic, because people love it so much, that's a draw for me. That's something where it's like, you know what, I gotta play this because it's a big part of gaming history. And so that's why I do plan on getting this at some point, so really excited to have that. Another game that my friend Lamont got for me, this is Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2. Have not played them yet, but man, they just look so over the top and ridiculous, and I'm super stoked to give it a shot. I honestly don't even know what to expect from these games at all, so I am really excited to try it out at some point. Definitely going to do Prey first, but I really want to play this too, because I just look at it and it makes me smile. So yeah. Another game this Knack, I got this at launch, and I still haven't played it. I heard it's a pretty short game, so I do plan on getting to it at some point. I honestly, like, I'm not entirely sure what it is you do. I think it's just like, you're this guy and stuff gets attached to you, and you go through levels and do stuff, I guess. I don't know. But I am curious to play it at some point. Like I said, I've had it since launch, or since, well, I think it's been out since launch, and I've had it since I got the system, which was like a year after launch. So, next is a game that I recently finished, and that is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. This game was really good. It was tough. Definitely not easy, but very gritty, very dark, and just the visuals and even the story, like the trip into her mind and you know, just the lore of the universe that they're in, and you know, Viking stuff is cool on its own, but they're adding, like, I mean, you really just have to play it. Like, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's very puzzle focused, and like, the combat is there, but I wouldn't say it's the focal point of the game. It is at a few points, and I would liken it to like a watered down Dark Souls. Very few attacks and moves you can do, but you still have to be on your toes and move and dodge and block and all that stuff when you need to. I definitely recommend this, and it only took me like 8 hours to beat, but it's not an easy play. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes and Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. Ground Ground Zeroes is just an intro to this. And I finished Ground Zeroes, and I was like, oh, cool. I can't wait to play 5. And I played 5, and this game was so, so good. It was really, really fantastic. I couldn't do some of the missions on the harder difficulties because it was just way too tough. But I really enjoyed what I played, and getting to just like the visuals and just the shock factor of the game and the stuff that you do and see, and it's just one giant mind fudge. It's a really great game. I can't recommend it enough. If you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, you owe it to yourself to definitely play it if you haven't. But if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, you probably have. So, either way, Dragon Age Inquisition, the only Dragon Age game that I have finished. I enjoyed it. I kind of thought it dragged on a little bit. It was a little longer than I would have liked, but I still really enjoyed the castle building aspect. I think they shouldn't have had 2. Because you like build up one and then all of a sudden the game shifts and you build up a whole nother one. They should have just stuck with the second one and left it at that. It didn't even feel like padding. It just felt like, holy crap, this is a really long game. I don't know. It's hard to recommend to somebody who's not willing to devote a ton of time to it, because it's one of those you really have to sink your teeth into. It took me a long time to finish, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I'm going to catch flack for this. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. I played about 2 hours of it, and I just got bored. I was not into it. It just wasn't my jam. I probably will go back to it at some point. I don't know when, but I don't know. It wasn't for me. I wasn't crazy about the combat. Story was okay. I love Lord of the Rings, but it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. Mass Effect Andromeda, played probably like 10 hours or so, and then just kind of fell off the wagon. Definitely one I want to go back to and play. Can't wait for the remaster of the trilogy that's coming out, because I love the Mass Effect series. Did a whole video on it. But I definitely want to go back and finish this as well. Nowhere near as good as the original trilogy. Definitely not. But it is. I do still remember enjoying what I played of it. And finally, Ghosts of Tsushima. This is a wonderful, wonderful game. One of the best looking games I've ever seen. Just absolutely gorgeous to look at. The scenery is beautiful, and the whole aesthetic of just feudal Japan is just unbelievably just a joy to explore. I cannot recommend this game enough. This is a must-have for any PS4 owner. Or PS5 owner, because you can get it on there too and play it on compatibility. But I can't recommend this game enough. I did everything, and got the platinum, all that stuff. I adored this game. It was so much fun. So, guys, that's my PS4 collection. Thank you for sticking with me through this journey. Next time we'll be back to normal videos, I promise. I got some other stuff in the works, and like I said, that's not all my games. I still have digital. I'm not going to talk about those here or anything like that, but I do have more digital, and then I have some that I mentioned as far as collector's editions and that kind of thing. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I really appreciate it. And as always, keep on gaming.